will be noted and then referred back by way of a memo. But I'm certainly keen that we consider these items in public for the purpose of transparency. If there is anything that's commercially sensitive, we just need to be aware it would need to be handled in that way. There may not be. So this is our opportunity now to have a look at these projects. So, Ruth, welcome to the table. Thanks very much for joining us. Are there some comments that you wanted to make on this report before we move to questions?
Sure. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, councillors. So you've got three reports in front of you. You've got the Capital Performance Overview, the Capital Project Watch List and the Major Cycleways Progress Report. So I'll speak to all three kind of at a high level, and then I've got my colleagues over here who can speak to any specific questions around project details.
Thank you.
So firstly, on page 39, you've got the All of Council Overview. We've got 889 projects in flight at the moment against a budget of 520 mil for this financial year. Our current project manager forecast is at 454, so that's approximately 87% of budget. We've got some key projects that are kind of driving that forecast. So there's the Metro Sports, Northern Corridor, Cranford Street Downstream Effects, Littleton Harbour Wastewater and the new Brudden Saltwater Hot Pools. Total spend to date for the first 6 months, about 884 million against a forecast of 214. And we want to spend 270 mil to the end of June, requiring a spend of about 45 million per month. So we do have some kind of projects heating up for the final 6 months. So you will see some spend around Northern Arterial, Cranford Street Downstream Effects again, Riccarton Road Bus Priority, and we've also got our renewals program. Summer months as well, obviously we do a bit more construction, so we spend a little more. So in terms of council delivered projects, of the 520 mil, we managed the delivery of about 412 mil. Project managers are currently forecasting to spend 365. On page 40, our third party payments, this is where we've got third parties delivering our projects, 108 million and they're currently forecasting 92 mil, and to date we've spent 50 mil. Carryovers, bringbacks, our net carryover is 64 mil. So there has been a slight increase since previously reported, which is quite normal. As we progress through construction, we get a better gauge on construction progress. The main projects contributing to carryovers and bringbacks you'll see on page 41 and 42, and the reason for those carryovers and bringbacks are in the commentary. You'll find a breakdown of the overall numbers by portfolio from pages 43 to 49. So moving to the Capital Watch List and Major Cycleways report. This is the current status of key council and third party delivered projects. You'll see their performance against time and cost, and any deviation to that baseline is actively addressed by the projects, and you'll also see a commentary there to explain that deviation as well as action being undertaken. So we'll take any questions. Thank you.
Questions? Sam?
Hey, thanks very much, Ruth, for that. On the top of page 42, and it might be Richard or Lynette might have an answer for it, the MCR South Express, it says there's a delay in funding approval from NZTA. Is there any context around that someone could update us on?
Morning. South Express, there was a delay. The approval from NZTA came through late in the calendar year last year, so we now have it. That's an easy question to answer, thank you.
Thank you. Mike and then Jimmy. Mike.
Thanks. Yeah.
Keep me company.
Just a couple of questions around the cycleways as well, because there's obviously a couple that have been delayed through NZTA funding or lack of it. The Norwest Arc 1A and 1B, yes. Both of those projects are ready to go, yes. And it's just because of the funding issue we're currently having with NZTA that's stopping them. Yeah,
so they are ready to go. They're ready to put a spade in the ground. The Norwest Arc projects are now listed as likely. They were listed as unlikely. So we have made movement, but we do actually have to get the formal approval of the business case through the NZTA system, and that is in let me double check, that is in for approval and we are expecting it as soon as possible. So we did have a number of conversations with NZTA late last year, and they asked us to push the button on a number of cycleways and get moving because there's some underspends in other budgets that they've got.
Yeah. So this has obviously been an ongoing issue for some time. Will we see a cost escalation from actually delays of these projects because of lack of funding from NZTA from the time?
Personally, I don't think we'll see a construction cost escalation because of delays. We haven't got contractors sitting around waiting. It's been, the ability will be for those contractors to then resource it in the timeframes that we need it done. So we are still working very hard to do our 3 years of program of work in the next 18 months so that we get it done in this NLTF period.
Okay, thanks. The other question was on the Hetkin Express Section 2. And I understand obviously the reasons why there's the delay there because of the lizard habitat, but obviously that's just a small portion of that whole section. So what's the time frame for, I guess, other parts of Section 2?
So again, as soon as we get the NZTA approval through, that has gone through, and again that so that project was changed, the delivery for that project along with Norwest Ark was changed in the last annual plan, and it was tied up with all the TFAR conversations, all the rest of it. Anyway, that aside, it was changed in the last annual plan. That project is still waiting on formal approval, but has changed to likely as well with NZTA, so it is just the final stretches of that exercise to go through. And again, that one's in for approval as well. As soon as that goes, we will start the work that isn't affected, or doesn't affect lizard habitat.
Okay. And
so the survey's going to happen in March, is my understanding.
Right. And there's still sections that Commonweal Terrace that has to be consulted on, and when's that going to happen?
My understanding is that's due to go out soon, but that'll come to the Urban Development Committee prior to us going out. We'll let you know.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now I've got Jimmy and then Yanni. Jimmy.
Yeah. My question is because the whole council the budget $520 million separate to different main category, council delivery, third-party delivery. But I'm concerned regarding third-party delivery, how the council to monitor the progress and also payment schedule can comply together. Because review this, the information looks like $30 million is, is kind of behind the progress schedule. But how do we to monitor?
Yeah, sure. So council don't have a lot of visibility of progress, so they are managed by third parties. The decrease in the forecast for the third party is really in relation to the multi-use arena. So we've pushed out quite a lot of the money into next financial year just because we want to focus on planning phases this financial year. So it's not anything to do with their actual progress or their speed of delivery. It's really just about pushing that project out a little. We're still waiting for Crown funding approval of that too.
What's the relations between the council and all the, key kind of stakeholder? What's the relation? Where the channel we can get update the information from them? Have any the channel we can get updates data?
I think we probably could get an further update from them in terms of progress, and provide that here if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yanni.
I just had two questions. The first question was in regards to the cycleway that goes the Hetkin Express. So I just wanted to check if we've applied for a resource consent yet, and what the and when the detailed design will be approved.
The scheme design is approved and has been approved by the appropriate committee at the time. The detailed design doesn't come back for approval, Councillor.
Right. So basically, when was the original design agreed to be confirmed?
I think it was about 2016.
Right.
So we will reconfirm with the community what's going on, and we'll put comms out, and there'll be a lot of communication on what's going on. The decision at that time from the committee was to ask us to go back and reconsult on the possibility of making Cumnor Terrace one way. And that was feedback from the community that asked for that to happen, particularly the business community that's in there.
Right.
They wanted to retain footpath on both sides of the road.
So I'm just trying to understand the sequencing, because I would have thought things like a consent would kind of dictate things like lizard habitat, work environment, conditions.
I'm sorry, I have to come back to you on the consent
Right,
stuff.
so can we just get some information? Because I understand the other section was delayed because something happened with the ecology on the other side.
Yes,
Yeah, so,
that was about delivery, and once we got into delivery, we had to be delayed because of the whitebait spawning season. It didn't cause us any cost issues or
Right.
any delivery issues, we just
yeah,
reprogrammed.
okay. So that would be really good just to get that information. I also do think there's a concern when things have been agreed so long ago that there's new businesses, new things going into the area. And
We
if you
will-
take this one, like Bunnings, for example.
We will
So-
be going back and letting them know.
Yeah, so is there a process by which, after we've done the consultation for the one-waying, possible one-waying, that there can be a kind of design that can be engaged with the community so that they can give feedback?
So another consultation,
Yeah.
no, we wouldn't be looking to do that.
So there's no more consultation on this one?
No.
Right, okay. And then the second question was not related to the cycleway, but was just related to the hot salt water pools. I'm sorry, I can't remember, but in terms of, it looks like they're going to open in March 2020. But I think we had a resolution to kind of just get some understanding around things like cost of entry and ongoing operational costs. Can anyone sort of just remind me when we're considering the kind of operational detail of that facility?
I don't know the answer to that, but I can find that out for you.
Okay.
Let's get that information circulated as well. That would be great. Thank you. And obviously, it's quite timely that we would understand any processes around that or
Yeah.
what's proposed.
Because it's all, we don't have that.
Yeah.
So yeah, picking up any other issues around operational costs, whole of life operation and operational costs.
Yep, cool.
Thank you. Okay. Are there any further questions on this report? All right. So we've got a resolution to receive the information and note the information. I'm happy to move that. Jimmy is happy to be the seconder. All those in favour say aye. Against? That's carried. Thank you.